محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Today I'm gonna revise for the final exam, inshallah. We have 3 lessons. We have displacement, and we have acceleration, the second one, and the last one we have circular and projectile motion. Okay, first we will start with displacement. First of all, we need to know the difference between distance and displacement. What do you know about distance? It's only about value, or it's only about what magnitude. Okay, I'm gonna go directly to the worksheets. So if we have any question, we can go back to the PowerPoints, inshallah. Okay, so the first worksheet, this is about displacement and velocity. Okay, so this figure on the right shows us what? Shows us non-uniform motion. Why it's non-uniform motion? Because look at the dots, they are not equally dots, they are not equal dots. Yeah, so first of all it was speeding up and then slowing down. So this is what non-uniform, we call it non-uniform. Okay, so the second question, the figure on the right shows what? Look at the dots, you will see the dots. What? Yes, Asai.
Non-equally.
Excellent, bravo. The first one not equally, but what about the second one? We have what?
Uniform.
Excellent. So equal dots, so it means uniform motion. Excellent, bravo. Okay. Then the third one, the formula of speed. Speed equals what? We already know. We already know. We have this triangle. We have what? Speed or velocity equals distance over time. So which one is the correct for the speed? It will be what? A, distance over time. So you have to memorize this triangle. Okay, so when you want to find velocity, it's d, displacement, or distance, sorry, velocity, displacement. But if I said speed, you will say distance over time. This is as fraction. So distance over time. Okay. If you have any question, please, girls, stop me, okay? Okay, the displacement of the ball in the figure on the right. How I find the displacement of the ball? How I find the delta y? Actually, we took it in the lesson.
Minus.
Yes, how I find it? We minus. Excellent, bravo. We minus what and what?
D initial minus D final.
Lana, no, first what? Not initial, first what?
Final.
Yes, excellent. Y final minus Y initial. So which one is the final? Actually, the head indicates for the final. So this is final and this is initial. So 85 minus 25 will be 60. And don't forget, 60 with positive, it means to the north. I'm talking about the Y motion, so it's north, not south.
Miss Hamida.
Yes.
Is this class recorded?
Yes, Habibti, yeah.
So I can like watch it later?
Yes, of course. I will upload in Classera, inshallah. Yes.
It's because I don't have internet, like, because like the internet is in the room and it's gonna leave, so I can't join the class.
Talin, who was talking?
Me, Miss.
Talin, okay, yeah, Talin. I will upload on Classera. Yeah, I will upload on Classera. Yes, Habibti.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. Okay, and then displacement and distance. We have to know the difference between displacement and distance. We already know displacement is what is vector quantity. What about distance? Please answer with me, girls. Yeah, scalar. Excellent. Distance, scalar. Displacement, vector. Yes, I can bring it as choices or true or false or whatever. So you have to understand the information. Okay, girls? Not only memorize the answers. Yeah. Okay. These are definitions. Shows an object's position at several equal space moments in time. So this is what we have: position versus time. Yeah, position versus time. We call it motion diagram. So this is a diagram. Show us position versus time. Okay, like this. This is this displacement, position. This is time. So I can draw whatever I want to draw. This is, we call it motion diagram. Okay. Question 7 is a vector that the sum of two or more vectors. So when you add the two or more vectors, what do we call it? What do we
Resultant.
call it? Resultant? Yes, the sum of two or more vectors. This is resultant. Excellent. These
Wait,
are
Mr. Mead, I
actually
have a question.
definition. Yes.
Do we only study the 12-page worksheet, or do we study all of the worksheets?
This we have all three worksheets, and of course you have to study from the book first, and then you secondly the worksheet. Okay.
So only the 12-page worksheet and the book?
Yes. Yes. Only
don't
the
study
first experience you have, yeah, Sarah. You have only 3 lessons. Okay, as I told you in the beginning of the video of the session, you have displacement and acceleration and circular and projectile motion. So you have 3 lessons. Okay. I uploaded on Coursera everything, the portion from which page until which page, everything. Okay.
So 12-page worksheets and the book.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay, not the previous worksheets.
Actually, this worksheet, I gather all the 3, the previous one in one worksheet. Yeah.
So no need
This,
for the previous.
yeah, I already added here. So the same, yani, copy paste. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Question. Yes. Question 8 is a motion diagram at which position move and represent with single point. Whenever you see, this is the keyword, habibi. You have to memorize keywords. Single point, it indicates for what?
Dot diagram.
Excellent. Single point dot diagram. Okay. And what about the change in position? Position. So it's what? Displacement. Position. Yeah. This position, displacement, and distance also. Okay. Is the projections of a vector quantity along axis. What about along axis? It means it has x and y. Do you remember? Along axis, it means it has x and y. Huh? What do we call x and y? The vector of the x and y. We call it components. Excellent. What do I mean by this? For example, I have this vector called A, for example, and I have what its component. I have x and I have y. So we call x and y as component of a vector A. Okay. But these are the units. Sorry. What about the unit of time? Very easy. The unit of time.
S.
Time. Second. S. Second. Time. Second. Don't forget. Read the question carefully. I can bring any unit of any quantity. So time is second. What about displacement?
Meter.
Meter. Excellent. What about velocity? It's not here, but I'm asking. What about velocity?
Meter per second.
Meter per second.
Yes, meter per second for velocity. Excellent, bravo. Okay, the dot diagram shows or indicates what? Look, girls, if you have closed dots, it means it's moving slowly, and then it begins to move what?
Fast.
Fast.
Speeding
So
up.
it will be speeding up or increasing velocity. Both of them correct. If I bring speeding up, correct, or increasing velocity, correct. Okay. So whenever you see big spaces, it means speeding up. What about low spaces? Slowing down. So I'm gonna read the diagram from left to right. So from left to right, it's speeding up. Okay. Okay. What does the symbol delta y represents? What do I mean by delta y?
Position.
Change in position.
Yeah, position in vertical motion. Okay. What about delta x? The same thing. Change in position, but it's what in horizontal position or horizontal motion or in x motion. Okay. So both of them, delta y and delta x, according to position. Delta y vertical, delta x for horizontal. Okay. Okay, now we have true or false. Scalar quantities have magnitude and direction. Is that correct? Scalar have both of them. Scalars.
False.
So which one has magnitude and direction?
Vector.
Excellent, vector. Bravo. The unit of velocity, you just said it. It's what? Meter per second. So this is true. Okay, vector quantities have magnitude only. Vector quantities only magnitude.
No. Also
No.
direction.
Yes, and direction. Or you can say instead of vector.
I have a question.
Yes.
On the exam, do you have to like correct the wrong?
No. You shouldn't correct the wrong. It's okay. Just true or false. Okay.
Okay.
time is the change in position. Is the time change in position?
No.
No. What is the change in position? It will be what? Not time. It is displacement. Excellent. Bravo, Sarah and everyone. What about delta t? Is it represent for time? Delta t?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
represent time. Delta t, small t. No, it's not big T, okay? Here, you have to tell me at which is at rest. So at rest, this one, Habibi, this one at rest. Look. So it is which period? So it's from what? From 5 to 10. This is at rest. Excellent. What am I at rest? It means there is no motion. At rest, it means there is no motion. Velocity is 0. Okay, what about positive constant? Positive constant. So this is whenever you're going up. So this is positive. Constant. Why it's constant? It's a straight line. If it's not a straight line, I can't say constant. If it was like this, it's zigzag or whatever, it's not constant. But here, it's constant. So, and it's going up, it means positive constant. So it's what, from 0 to 5. What about negative constant? Will be what, going down with a straight line, of course. A straight line, but it's going down. So it's from 10 to 15. This is negative. Okay, did you understand? You have to understand, Habibi. I can bring only 2 of them. So, yani, you have to understand. And I can make the last point up and then the first one down like this. I can exchange the order of questions. I can bring it as choices or as true or false. So you have to understand the concept, okay? Not only the way of the question. Yeah. Okay. Here's saying a dog walks 28 steps north and then returns back to the same point. So it goes up and down. Actually, north, it means up and down, not east to west. No, this is not correct one. You can write like this. You can draw like this, up and then down. So what's the total displacement?
0.
0.
Yeah, because they are opposite and they are equal each other, so they cancel each other. So it's 0. Excellent. Okay, let's find the resultant. What are my resultant again? The sum of 2 or more vectors, yeah? Let's find the resultant. If you have 10 meters to the east and 7 meters to the east also, you will just add them, yeah? So 10 plus 7?
17.
17 to the east, so that it's positive. To the east means positive. Don't forget, you have to know the 4 directions. East, positive, and north, positive, and west, negative, and south, negative. You have to know these directions, okay? Okay. Also, here I have resulted 15 plus 7, 22 to the east. Yes? If you have any question, please stop me and then I will explain in details. Okay, what about this one? I have 19 kilometers to the east and then 12 kilometers to the east also, and then 12 kilometers to the west. So east and west, can they cancel each other? East and west. This part, can they cancel each other? They are the same amount and opposite direction. Excellent. So they can cancel each other. So what's left? Only 19 kilometers. Is it to the east or to the west?
East.
East, the same. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. If anyone comes and I didn't notice, just tell me, okay? I will add. Actually, it's recorded and I will upload on Classera so everyone can get benefit, inshallah. Also here, find the displacement. Look, Habibi, I make it easy for you. I wrote already delta y. So we already know what's the delta y. What's the formula? It's what y, what minus y, what?
Y final.
Yes, minus y initial. So خلاص. The head, it indicates for final. Don't forget. So 35 is final and 15 is initial. So 35 minus 15?
20.
20. And to the north, it means up. Okay. And then question 9. Question 9, find the velocity from the graph. So if you have a graph like this, how you find the velocity? By the slope. Yes, we already know. How you find the slope? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So look, Imanat. So the graph is starting from 0. It's from here up. And this point comes first. So 30 is initial actually. And the next, and the next point is it comes what? Later. So the next one, 40 is final. And then 3 is initial, 4 is final. So easy. 40 minus 30 over 4 minus 3. You will get 10 over 1. خلاص, over 1 you can delete 1 because any number over 1 it is the same number. So 10 meter per second. Girls, because the question is asking about velocity, you have to write meter per second. If the question was asking about acceleration, it will become meter per second squared. So be careful about the units, okay? You have to memorize the units carefully. Okay, everything clear until now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, here, question 10. Here is saying I have a vector called A. It means like this. I have a vector called A, and it has components. Again, what do I mean by components? Components means
Y
what?
and X.
Excellent. Y and X. Good job, Yalana. So this is X. It says 10 units, and it says Y component is 5 units. So you will draw like this. So this is 5. So here's saying, what is the magnitude of vector A? How you find A? And it is actually right angle, and then this is how you find. Can you add 10 plus 5? Can you add both of them? No, because we have X and Y. Yes, by Pythagorean theorem. What about by Pythagorean theorem? We already know C equals square root of A squared plus B squared. Yeah, girls, don't forget your calculators, okay? And then here, units. Why units? Because I already gave up units. I didn't mention if it's meter or second or whatever. Actually, second would be impossible because second for time, and time is not vector. So I didn't mention if it's meter or meter per second. I just add units, so you will just write units as the same as I wrote, okay? If I'm writing meter, you will write meter. If I'm writing meter per second, you're writing meter per second. But in this case, I'm writing units, so you will write only units. Okay, question 11, actually the same, but with different numbers. So you have 12 and you have 7, and you have to find vector A, the same. So 12 squared plus 7 squared, and then you have to take it out of the square root, and then you will get the number with your calculator. Girls, be sure while you are solving the question, you got the same numbers. If you are getting different numbers, it means there's a problem in your calculator or there's something miss. Okay, so you have to fix it. Tamam? I can fix your calculator if you want, inshallah, tomorrow in the morning. Right. Now, I have here a schedule, here the time, and here the velocity. So the question is asking, determine the displacement. Displacement. You remember that the triangle, I said you have to memorize it. So what's this triangle? This is what velocity, d over time. Yes. Like if I want you to find the displacement, how you find d?
We multiply V and T.
Excellent. We can multiply v with t. Like here, I don't have only one t, girls. I have, they are mentioning between these two t's. So you have two t's. Can you find one of them? No. So the first one is initial. The second one is final. And then we already know anytime you want to find the change in something, you have to say final minus initial. So you have to, first of all, subtract 25 minus 5, and then you will multiply it by 10 because velocity is the same, all of them 10. No need for subtraction the velocity, only time, okay? So first of all, you subtract the time. So delta t means final minus initial. So 25 minus 20 equals 20. 20 times 10, 200. Don't forget the unit. What's the unit of displacement?
Meter per second? Not meter.
Meter, yeah, only meter because displacement, not velocity. Okay? Did you understand this question? Do you have any doubt about this question?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, good job. Answer with me, yes, like this, because so I can know everyone with me. Actually, here the same, girls. Only I chose, I changed the velocity. Instead of 10, I make it 15. So it's the same. First of all, you subtract the time, 25 minus 5, you will get it 20, and then 20 times 15, 300 meters, okay? Here's drawing the result, and be careful, girls. If you draw only line without the head, you can't get full marks. So please, resultant is actually an arrow. So it is what it has head and it has tail, not line. If you draw only line, this is wrong. I can't give you a full mark. So how you draw the resultant, be careful. This is head, tail, tail. sorry, head here, tail here. The same thing, tail, head. Okay, so I can bring one of them and then you have to draw. So please bring your ruler also so you can draw any correctly. Okay, so don't forget head together here, head together, tail together. This is called resultant. Okay. The last question in the first lesson, you have the scalar quantity with vector quantity. We already know scalar has magnitude. Only what do I mean by magnitude? It means value. Okay, it has a value, number. Example, speed and distance. Here, vector quantity has magnitude and direction. It's example, velocity and displacement. Okay, I already put it in choices and true or false. We answered up, so the same thing. Okay, this is about the first lesson. Now let's come to the second lesson, acceleration. Actually, all these definitions, instantaneous velocity is the average velocity over small time. At a small time, you are finding the average velocity. We call it instantaneous velocity at a specific time. The tangent line is a straight line. Okay, it's a straight line, and you have to draw it as a point, and then you have to draw a straight line on a curve. So if you have a curve like this, so what about my tangent? For example, I have a curve, yeah? So how I draw the tangent, for example, like this. For example, like this. For example, like this. So a tangent is actually touch the point on a curve, and then you have to draw the straight line. Okay, constant acceleration. What is constant acceleration? From its name, خلاص. Constant acceleration, constant accelerated motion. The same. Constant accelerated motion means its acceleration is constant. And at each time is increasing by 2 meters per second squared, for example. And acceleration is what? Vector over time. So vector, velocity over time, I mean, is what the time derivative of velocity. It means velocity over time. Instantaneous
Miss, I have a
acceleration.
question.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting, but are you gonna are we gonna have to memorize the definitions, or just like gonna come as like multiple choices?
No,
or,
yeah. Yes, Sarah. Nice question. Yeah, it comes as multiple choice or true or false. Not writing. Yeah. So yeah, not writing. Okay. So you
Okay.
can understand and then memorize the keywords. So here, look, average acceleration at a small time. So instantaneous acceleration. If I'm saying average velocity, small time, it will be instantaneous velocity. So velocity, acceleration. So you have to memorize the keywords, okay? So you can get the correct answer. No need for memorization. You have to understand, okay? Here, what's the unit of acceleration? Meter per second squared. Don't forget the squared. This is for acceleration. And then this one, it says if you have an object traveling with 3 meters, so it means be initial. Something traveling with something, it means initial, always. And it begins accelerate of a rate. This is squared actually, okay, girls? This is squared. So it is what? Acceleration, 2 meters per second squared. What is equation to find the final velocity? How I find final velocity? We already know. We have this one. Final velocity equals initial velocity plus acceleration multiply time. We already know this equation. You have to memorize it, and we have solving on it. It will come later. Okay?
Miss, I have a question.
Yes.
Miss, like, you know, here the 3 is the V initial and the A is the 2. How do we know, like, the V final if we don't have the T?
No. Of course, there will be T, of course, Yelana. But here, can you substitute here? No, here they didn't mention if it's initial or final. So the first one needs more detail. So this one direct equation, خلاص, V final equals something. Yeah, it will be, there will be T, of course. Without T, you can't find. Excellent, Yelana, ممتاز. Without T, I can't, but and it's just asking if I have like this, which one can be used? And it's not solving, only just choose the correct rule, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes. What about G? The symbol G represent for what?
Acceleration due to
Gravity, excellent. Gravity, yeah. Free fall. You can say free fall, you can say gravity, you can say accident due to gravity, all of them correct. Okay? The steeper the slope, the greater acceleration. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. If you remember, we took this one in velocity and we took it in acceleration. We took it twice, actually. And we said, for example, you have this line, we call it A. This is steeper than B. For example, this is B. So which one has, for example, this is velocity over time. So which one has more acceleration, A or B? More acceleration. We said the steeper, the
A.
greater acceleration. Excellent, bravo. So A is the greater acceleration due to the steeper line. Okay, so this means the greater the slope will be, the greater acceleration will be. Okay, the steeper, the greater. Okay, the more you zoom in on a region of a graph, the more looks what?
Uniform.
Yes, for example, if you have like this, a graph, and then you are zooming in a specific part, this part, for example, you will find it like this. You'll find it as uniform. Excellent. Okay. Next, the graph shows what?
Positive
Constant
acceleration.
positive.
Yes. Why it's not negative? Because I'm starting from the left to the right. So I'm starting from here. So it's going what? It's going up. Look, it's going up. So this is positive, not negative. Okay. Okay. The magnitude of acceleration due to gravity, of course, the free fall is constant. What is it for Earth?
9.8 meter per second square.
Exactly, 81. Actually, is more accurate, but you can say 8. Mumtaz. Squared because of the acceleration. Don't forget, it's not velocity. You have to put the square.
Is it
Yes.
supposed to be negative or positive?
Yeah. Actually, because it's north, south, so it must be negative. But if I'm saying, Lana, if I'm saying find the magnitude, it means the value. So here, it's okay to not mention the negative because I'm asking about the value only, the number, yeah, without the sign. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the same up in dot diagram with non-uniform. What happens if you zoom in again? What will happen to the small region? You can find it what more what? Uniform. Actually, this is repeated with different way. So it means it's very important question. Yeah. Okay, girls, this one will come for sure as a writing. Okay. Uh-oh, what happened? Please memorize it. You can write, girls. You can shortcut it. You can write speeding up. How we have acceleration? When we have acceleration, when we have what? Speeding up objects or slowing down or change in direction. So these three will come in the exam as essay. So you have to write down, okay? Speeding up, slowing down, change direction. This, if I'm asking about when the object has acceleration, so you have to tell me these three situations, okay? Okay. Next, this is, what about this one? As I told you, the graph is start always from left to right. So this is what? So this is left to the right. So it's going down. So is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, because it's going down. Whenever it's going down, negative. Whenever it's going up, positive. Okay? Okay. Here I have the graph and then I have a multiple question. I'm asking about the tangent. If you remember the tangent line. So this is a curve graph. So I'm going to draw tangent at each point. So A, this is the tangent of this one. B is horizontal. C is going down. D, horizontal only. B is going up. So at which point the tangent will be positive? Huh? Which one is positive?
A and E.
A and
E.
excellent. A and E, both of them going up. So this is positive. At which point the tangent will be negative only?
C.
C, it's going down. Okay. Which point will be 0?
B and D.
B and D. Why 0? Because it's a straight line. There's no any y motion here خلاص, it's only horizontal line, so it will be 0. The tangent line, the slope is 0. If you have like this horizontal, the slope is 0. If you have also the vertical, will be 0. There's no slope. Yeah, slope must be what tilted like this, must be tilted, not horizontal or vertical. If it's horizontal or vertical, there's no slope. Yeah, the slope is 0. Easy. Okay. This is actually just like definition, instantaneous velocity. It's what tangent line position versus time. What am I position versus time? يعني d over t. So the graph, the tangent line of the tangent line of the graph will indicate for what? For example, this one. For example, this one. The tangent line indicates for what? D over t. What is d over t? Huh?
Velocity.
Velocity. Excellent. So instantaneous velocity means at a specific time. Okay. And then you have car 1 and car 2, true or false. You have to tell me both car 1 and 2 have a constant velocity during 4 seconds. We will go to 4 seconds. We will see, is both of them have constant velocity? What am I constant velocity? It means like this. This is constant velocity. Is car 1 also has constant? No, it's going down, so it's not constant. So false. So both car 1 and 2 declerate. What about declerate? It means decreasing in acceleration. It's going decreased. Yani it's going slowing down. Between 6 and 8. Let's see, 6 and 8. Yes, it's going down. Yeah. So look, it's going down. And here also 6 and 8. It's going down. So both of them, yes, this one correct. The rest are not correct. The rest not correct. And question E is not with you. Okay. And here you have a label. One of them will come in the exam maybe, or both of them. So label, very easy. Positive, 0, negative. Very easy.
Miss?
Yes. Yes.
You know the question above it, the one that has A, B, D? I didn't understand question E.
E is not with you. Yeah, Lana. I already pressed it.
D, I mean.
Yeah, okay. Okay, here, girls, how you find the slope of A? Very easy. This is the slope. Look, girls, the slope is going down, so the answer should be with negative, okay? So as we know, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, so it goes from the left to the right, and so the up one, the 14, is initial, girls, not final here, okay? And this one, 8, is final, and 0 is initial, and 2 is final. So I'm just substituting. Final first, 8 minus 14 over 2 minus 0. So 8 minus 14 will become negative 6. Negative 6 over 2 equals negative 3. Why negative? Because the slope is going down. The slope is negative, not positive. So you get negative, so you are correct. Okay? Of course, we already give a test on these, so we can move quicker, yeah? Okay, guys, here you have to determine acceleration. Here also you have to memorize what? You have to memorize the rule. What's the rule of acceleration? A equals delta V over delta T. So what is delta V and delta T? You can take 2 points. For example, I'm going to take these 2 points. So this is initial time. This is initial velocity, and this is final time, and this is final velocity. So I'm going to subtract V final minus V initial. This is as y2 minus y1, and T final minus T initial is actually as x2 minus x1. And then you just subtract 4.6 minus 2.3 over 2 minus 1. And then you get the number. Don't forget, if it's acceleration, you mean it means acceleration meter per second squared. Okay? Okay. And anytime if you have any question, you can send on Classera, inshallah, you'll be there. This is also the same with different numbers, so you can, the same idea, you can choose two points. I don't need 3, only 2. So these are initial time, this is final time, initial velocity, final velocity, we have to first start with final always first and then initial. Final first and then initial. And then substitute. With your calculator, you get the number and then the unit meter per second squared because this is acceleration. Okay, I want you to focus on the solving very carefully because most of them will come as show the details, show your work. So you have to practice more and more on these questions, okay? I bring from each question actually 2 with different numbers so you can practice not only one time, twice, and even more, okay? Girls, this one actually very important question also, question 4 and 5. Okay, very important. Both of them the same idea. Okay, so let's read. You are driving with something. You are driving with 40 meters per second. This is V, what? Initial or final? You are driving. Start point or initial or end point? Start point, yeah? Are you with me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. You are driving and then suddenly you stopped. Stop. So this is V final. V final is what? Zero. Because stopped. خلاص. V final 0. And then you have acceleration negative 8.1 meter per second. How do you know this acceleration? Because it's what? Meter per second squared. So this is acceleration. These are the givens. Here it's saying find the time. You have to memorize the rule, girls. If you didn't memorize the rule, class, you can't find the time. So what's the rule? V final equals V initial plus acceleration times t. I just substitute and then 14. I will put it in the other side with negative, and then I'm gonna divide both sides by -8. This is negative here, -8.1, and then you will get the time. And then you will find the displacement. What's the rule of displacement? Delta D equals V initial times T plus half A T squared. I already found the T, and then you will substitute here. And then you will get the number. Okay? Question 5, actually the same. Please, please. These are so important questions. You have to practice more and more. Question 5, the same also. Okay, one of them will come in the exam. Here, the same rule, but instead of acceleration, you will write 9.81, the gravity only. So here is saying it falls 15 seconds because second is time, t. Second, it means t. The acceleration due to gravity is negative 9.81 meter per second squared. And then you will just, you have to find what? Final velocity, final. And initial velocity, whenever it's saying, it says drops off, it means 0. The initial velocity 0, okay? It means it was 0. Don't forget. Drops off or drops like this, falls, drops, all these indicate 0, initial 0. So you just substitute, you get the number. Okay, I can bring it as a choices maybe, girls. Okay, as a choices maybe this question. Okay, the last one. I did it with you, but I'm gonna repeat. Here is saying if you have acceleration or not. Look, girls, all of them has constant speed. And we already know if you have constant speed, it means it doesn't speed up or it doesn't speed down, yeah? So no speeding up, no slowing down. طيب. Now we have the third one, the third situation of acceleration. Does it change direction or no? Let's see. The first one, northwest, no, one direction. Southwest, one direction. South, one direction. Only here. Circle. Whenever you have circle, the direction is continuously changing. Continuously changing. So this, and then this, and then this. The tangent will be what? The tangent line of this the circle will be different direction. So is there acceleration? Yes. So only C, it has acceleration. The rest without acceleration. Did you understand? Because of the word circle. Because of the word circular motion. Circle. Okay? Okay, question 2. When the velocity of actually it's asking about the projectile motion. This is projectile motion. This figure is projectile motion. Here is asking at which point the velocity component, one of the velocity component is 0. Actually, it asks about Vy, girls, Vy. Because Vx already constant, it's not 0. So Vy is 0. When? What do you think? At which point? So you can draw a tangent, so you know. This is a tangent, and this is a tangent, and this is a tangent, and this is a tangent. So which tangent has no y motion? Which tangent has no y? Which one? Q, excellent, because it's horizontal. So if it's horizontal, is there any vertical, any Y? No.
No.
So Vy is 0. So Q is what? 0. The Vy is 0. Q. Okay? Okay. And then which quantity has the same value? What do I mean same value? It means constant. Same value, constant. Huh? What is constant in projectile motion? Constant. Horizontal what? Displacement or velocity?
Velocity.
Yes, what's the
Yes.
difference between displacement and
Velocity, horizontal velocity. Why, yeah, miss? If you remember, we draw the dot like this, equal space dot. This is under it, equal space under it. Maybe now I can't draw it equally, but it is actually equal space. So which one is equal space? Horizontal in x motion. So Vx is constant, okay? Vx constant. Okay. And then question 4. Delta x. Which one? Delta x equals v times t. Which one can be used in which horizontal components? Can you use it in vertical? No, vertical. Why not x? So only horizontal components. I can use this formula only in horizontal components. Okay. Centripetal acceleration always points toward what? Girls, you have to know this is circular motion, yeah? Actually, the acceleration always toward the center. The acceleration always toward the center. The acceleration toward the center. What about velocity? Is it toward the center? Acceleration always toward. No, excellent. Actually, the velocity is what? The tangent. So this is velocity, V1, for example. This is, for example, V2. For example, this is V3. For example, this is V4. So the tangent of the circle is velocity. What about the acceleration? Toward the center of the circle. Don't forget. Okay. Here's saying what's the resultant of a velocity in projectile motion? Is it only one motion or two motion? Projectile. It has what? It has both, yeah? It has x and y, if you remember. From the diagram also, it's a parabola and it has x and y. So it will be the sum of horizontal and vertical motion. Horizontal and vertical. This is projectile motion. Okay. In projectile motion, what's true about the horizontal motion? We already know horizontal motion. What is constant? Vx, yeah? Horizontal velocity is constant, yeah? طيب, if it's constant, is there acceleration? If it's the velocity constant, is there